Hey everyone, it's MW Smith. So I want to cover a few things just real quick. Made this video short. I just had to get this out there because I thought this was shocking. All right, so this is when I uploaded a thing I got from Ancestry, which I'll never do this again because it's a waste of time and it's a bunch of lies. I'm trying to show is this one down here.
Peninsula, 3%.
When I recorded this, I didn't know it was that blurry.
Europe, West, 1%. Scandinavia, less than 1%. Ireland, less than 1%. And Italy, Greece, less than 1%.
Italy, Greece, that's what I was trying to get to, all right? Less than 1%. Check this out, all right? Now, this is what I got a year ago when I took this, test. And now I go back and check this out just now and just trying to do that whole family tree thing, you know what I'm saying? Tracing everything back. And they literally have taken out the Italy, Greece, less than 1%. And I'm just sitting here thinking, how can they do that? What's changed? Ever since I put in for to build my family tree, they updated this whole map and they added this to it. Now it's claiming that I got African American and Virginia and deep Southern roots and crap like that. You know what I mean? But I just thought that was crazy how they just took that away with no explanation. And talk to a close friend of mine that's into this kind of stuff. She's like, oh, they just must have updated their system. Yeah, well, that's great, but what you're really saying, even though they updated their system, something in my DNA dropped off. How does that work? Please explain. So, just want to get that out of the way. Ancestry is faulty, and that's just putting it politely. Let's see here. So, the Appalachians, like I said, last time I was looking into the Appalachians, I noticed there was a split. One set of Appalachian people stayed in the North Carolina, Tennessee, South Carolina, Virginia mountain area, all the way up to Pennsylvania through Kentucky, and others went to Alabama and Louisiana, and the ones that are in Alabama and Louisiana are not federally recognized, but the other ones are. So I've just been reading about it, reading what the Phoenicians had to say about the Appalachians, because they actually wrote about the Appalachians, along with the Appalachians' customs, how they are similar to the Egyptians, to Hebrews, and Phoenicians. So I thought that was another interesting, but I'm sorry, didn't realize the camera was like that. But this I thought was crazy, right? So as I'm reading this article, now, of course, I just debating back and forth with a friend of mine. She's always telling me that the daily news is fake news and all that other stuff. So, just giving me the, her opinion on it, so it's not all, roses on one side. But as I was reading about this, I thought this was a great headliner, catchy. That's what caught my eye. So I read the article, and you could definitely see that when they were talking about sub-Saharan Africans, they were just talking about us. So this changed everything because the whole one-drop rule, one drop of Negro blood makes you an African, right? Well, how did these people get away with, running about with their Negro features, but still saying that they are, Portuguese, and that explains it. When you look at Portuguese look no different than the British. They look no different than the Swedes. I mean, just look at them. But I thought there was, like you could definitely tell that this woman right here. And this is what I thought was interesting. As you read this article, they never really pinpoint where the so-called white woman is from, right? But it brought back to memory when Asir the Ducatir explained that white women, or what we call white women, they were being traded in place of gold or diamonds and stuff like that. To give worth, they were being traded to the Moors and other nationalities here back in the Americas. Which also, if you go back to the Calusa video, remember I was flipping out that there was, what would you call them? A white, not even white, pale woman sitting in the back of the canoe with the Calusa Indians, and I was freaking out. I'm like, what is she doing there? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's obvious, you can see her. And Lex Will just put it something simple when I was talking to him about it. He's like, think about it. If you conquer other people, you take their booties, you take their gold, your animals, and you take their women, right? And so Asir the Ducatirs and Lex, it's all starting to come together slowly. But to me, when I read this just said to me, you see her? Do you see her? See these boys? These are Indians. And there's no way they can deny that. They were here. These other people were brought here. traded here, whatever you want to, however you want to put it, and they through, well, you know what I'm saying, through that, they were able to mix their DNA into their tribes. So I'm gonna leave this article here because I thought it was interesting. This is the phony baloney. These are the people that run around saying that they are the Appalachians. These are the ones that are recognized, and these are the ones you'll see through North Carolina, Tennessee, and all that. And I'm like, how the hell do you see an Indian in any of these people's faces? Any of them? I mean, he looks Italian straight up. I mean, none of them. How do you even get them confused with Portuguese people? See, that makes more sense. But how do you get them confused with any Indian heritage? I don't see it at all. See what I mean? Look at that. That is a mulatto. I don't know what that is. That right there is always mulatto. You see that nose? That's that Negro nose. See that hair? That's that. You got that your mama's straight hair, but it's got the curls from your dad and that dark skin. See that? Look at that. Imposters. I don't know what the hell that is right there. I gotta stop talking like that. Just looking at this stuff just ticks me off. Like how, like the same thing when you look up the Seminole Indians. Like when you look at Seminole Indians, you look at a bunch of pale-faced Europeans. And they're not even Europeans, because Europe was named after, what was it, the Ethiopian princess Europa. So it just gets on my nerve, you know what I mean? But how the hell you gonna sit there and say you're an Indian? Like, really? She's more Indian. See her? That is more of an Indian than you. And it just gets on my last nerve. Like, you see, that right there, when I seen that picture, you know what it made me think of? Cobb Calloway. And when he was watching that music video, My Copper-Colored Girl. And I wonder who Cobb Calloway's family is. I mean, I know he comes out of Baltimore, but, you know, it just makes you sit back and wonder. So I'm going to leave this in the description box if you want to check it out. I'll leave another thing in there where you can read about the Indians and the Appalachian Indians and how they split. Just a reminder, I just wanted to put this out there because I think it's always amazing. Appalachian Indians, the dark-skinned ones, they also have blue eyes and green eyes. And just like I was saying, my sister found out, you know, from Alabama. We have family members that, you know, we know were Indians and they had blue eyes and green eyes. And it makes you think about those African children you see that have blue eyes and green eyes. So I'm just saying, if you have it in your family, check into it. You know, see if this is a link to you. Anyways, it's Emilio Smith and I'm out.